on his own. Last night we had the awards ceremony. That's my wife laughing in the background, I'm sure she is. The first awards I was fortunate enough to receive back again in 1986. I wish I still had the hair, but unfortunately I don't, and there is Graham next to me. But in all seriousness, on behalf of all the speakers and everyone in attendance, I'd like to thank Graham for this event this weekend and for the last 21 consecutive years, and I'd like everyone to put their hands together. Thank you. For those who weren't at the gala dinner last night, Graham sprung a surprise on Stanton Friedman. Whilst my surprise was not as elaborate, I think you can. It's the first time I've seen Graham stumped for words. My presentation today, as Graham rightly pointed out, is going to concentrate on the so-called Alien Autopsy film. I've only one promotion to make before that starts. I have to mention it because representatives from my publishers are in the audience. I have a new book out, Without Consent, and it is available in the foyer. Now, we're going to look at a number of aspects today. First and foremost will be the original and unedited version of the Alien Autopsy film. I don't think many of you will have seen that. You may have seen edited versions, clips and stills from it. But today we're going to see the entire unedited version that was sold exclusively by Ray Santilli back in 1995. To follow that, we're going to look at some of the early research and some of the discoveries we made about the film. We're going to move on and look at some testimony from a variety of witnesses from around the world who claim to have seen the film prior to Ray Santilli's ownership. And to finish off, we're actually going to look at the possibilities, what the film may or may not be. Now, the film itself is about 18 minutes long. I'd ask you to bear with us. It's black and white, as you know, no sound. So we're going to turn the lights down and run the videotape unedited and uninterrupted, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it after we've seen it. So Russ, if we could run the videotape, please, I'd be most grateful. Yep. I'll talk through a few of the small things we found way back in 1995 about the film, just for obvious reasons. The first of those who claimed the film was fake was based on the telephone. They claimed that the telephones in 1947 did not have a curly cord, therefore it must be a fake. Within minutes, colleagues were on the telephone to the United States, to a variety of museums, and discovered quite easily that curly cords were available in 1947. They weren't perhaps standard issue, but you could order it as an extra. So, again, the telephone with the curly flex was available in 1947. We also spoke to a number of physicians about the instruments you see in the film, throughout the film that are being used, and again these were all standard issue in 1947. You see the leg wound being examined here. One of the many letters I received about the film was from a former US combat veteran who served in Vietnam. And he likened the leg wound on the creature you see on the film as to some of the injuries he'd seen while on active service in Vietnam. Perhaps he likened it to a napalm burn. You'll notice if you look closely, the creature has 6 toes on each foot and 6 fingers on each hand. The severe bruising, and the right wrist, and you get a better view, is almost completely severed. We've even had the sign on the wall examined by Neil Morris, Manchester University, and has managed to almost decipher it. It says maximum operating hours, and then there's a blank where you can fill in how many hours you're allowed in there, depending on the procedure taking place. You can change that from 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever.